Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Happy Martian Hammer Dragon cast. I screwed that up. All right, we're gonna go with it. I'm I am Drake Spirit, and I am joined this week by my good friend Ochammer,
Hey, hey.
and we are going to be continuing our journey on the Archon event that took place on April 19th up at Fantasy Flight. So I know this is a long one. Let's jump right in. As soon as I make it full screen. Technical difficulties, everybody. I assure you, we are professionals.
Fix it in post.
There's no fixing it in post. We have no post.
Post, pre, during. It's all the same.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, so this is always a good sign when I mulligan, because that means that I got absolutely jack squat. Let's see. So who are we playing? We are playing Jamie, who is the one-handed sculptor of Pitpool.
He must be pretty talented to be a one-handed sculptor.
Yeah, that's a lot of control, with the chisel. I'm not sure how the hammering works.
Well, they never said he was a good sculptor.
This is this is fair, and I suppose you can do a lot of work with just a little hammer.
And it looks like he is sitting with the 7 chains, is my guess there.
Yes.
Or 1, yeah, okay. So 8 chains is what he's starting with, because he shed 1 for the initial draw.
Yep. And looks like I went first and dropped a mother, and Jamie goes next and one-ups me.
Mother, mother. It's gonna be one of those games. Fixing your exhausted card there.
You know what? I've been guilty of the same, so I will not get I won't get bent out of shape if someone corrects me on that.
All right, so we got a couple apes coming out on your side, along with an ancient bear. Getting your board set up.
Yeah, I was really trying to build out that board early. I don't remember exactly what he had in that deck, but I knew that I think he had a couple of combos that I knew I was going to have to keep an eye on. And I just wanted to try to outrace him as fast as possible while he was still chained. And I am currently failing spectacularly at outracing this deck.
And he's, this is where it gets a little confusing with chains. You lose 1, gain 1 for Mother, gain 1 for Howling Pit.
Yeah, and not to mention Bat Drone, steal 1 if you need to.
And let's see, so it looks like it's a Logos Untamed question mark deck. There we go, throwing down some damage right away, getting with that cooperative hunting, getting rid of that possible Bat Drone steal.
Mm-hmm.
Taking out his Mother for getting rid of some of his draw manipulation.
Yeah, I felt like that was a good trade. Monkey for a mother.
That is a good trade. I'd make that trade almost any day of the week. Except for Sunday.
This was a very interesting choice to put Smiling Ruth on the end there and not allow it to be protected by the Shadow Self.
Well, Smiling Ruth is one of those interesting cards where I don't think I've gotten it to fire all but like a couple times. So I kind of see it almost as a dead card at this point, personally.
Well, Smiling Ruth is definitely one of those situational cards that when it hits the table, you are going to want to deal with it sooner rather than later.
Well, and it looks like you opted to get rid of the Naughty, which is a good call. But now that Smiling Earth is protected. So
Unfortunately. Unfortunately. Alright, let's see what I do. I discard 3 Fates. Because that would not be worth it.
yeah, a Shadow Self for a bear and a mother, not such a great trade.
No. And there's the reason.
For sure.
Saving a spot for that Hunting Witch. Generating a fair chunk of Ember off of that, putting himself in check. Forcing me to deal with this just terrible lineup.
Yeah, at this point, it's which fire do you put out first? You know, do you kill the Witch of the Eye because it's the easiest? Or do you try to go after that Shadow Self to dig at those other 2?
Well, let's see. I went Logos. So I must have had a really good reason. We're probably going to bounce the Hunting Witch and the other Witch. And probably the Murmook as well. No. Boy,
Well,
that's a tough call. I got rid of the 2 things I really wanted to not deal with. I think I may have just called it there.
now with bringing both witches back, he's going to gain at least 1 more when they come back out from playing the Hunting Witch down. Oh, Smiling Ruth goes, and then playing that Hunting Witch back out. The Witch of the Eye right after the Hunting Witch gaining 1.
Yeah. And that was a missed play by me. I should have had that Mother attack that Shadow Self, not Reap.
I would have almost had the Mother go after the Witch of the Eye and then bounce the Hunting Witch and Smiling Ruth. I don't know. There was a lot of options in that play. A lot of different ways it could have gone.
Yeah, and I do know that was definitely one of those times where I was really trying to figure out what was my next play, what was the best way to go. In giving my opponent another 3 Ember was clearly not the best way to go.
I had to say, nice. Got himself back at check again. Check 8. And he's still shedding those chains.
Yeah, that is just a testament to how fast his deck is. He started with 7 chains. He's already built up his board this much. You know, I've knocked him down. He's built himself back up. I've done my best to limit just the sheer number of options that he has, and he's just continuing to overwhelm me.
Well, and it does help that he had a whole bunch of draw manipulation come out early with the Mother and the Howling Pit there.
Yeah.
Howling Pit is one of those interesting cards since gives both players a +1 draw.
Yeah, I do enjoy the Howling Pit. It's very much a double-edged sword, but it also speeds up the game quite a bit.
It definitely does, and with both of you having looks like multiple mothers, there's going to be a whole lot of drawing going on.
All right, what's my next brilliant move? Take out the Murmook. Why?
I know you need to get rid of that Shadow Self.
That was really dumb. What am I doing?
Or even that other Witch of the Eye.
Turns up to my top of my deck, right? Or my hand? Hand. Oh, okay. Well, I'll take that too. That's actually nice. Thank you.
All right, so
that's always bad when your opponent thanks you.
So this is a game. This is the way I played when I first started the game. Really just focusing on my own keys as opposed to trying to strike that solid balance between my board state and my opponent's board state, and this has just not gone well at all. You know, I left the Hunting Witch out there. I left the Witch of the Eye out there. I have not been capitalizing on the fact that my Ancient Bear can be doing a lot of serious work for me in regards to this issue.
Yep. Now we're gonna bounce some death blow. Oh man. But this is tough for me because I don't know. It's tough to say what.
Yeah, this is a tough one for him. I could see that where, because he doesn't want to have a whole lot of his creatures go.
Mm-hmm.
Good for you. Witch of the Eye. You want to do Hunting Witch for Research Smoko?
Looks like you're trying to con him into trading that Hunting Witch for a Research Smoko.
Well, you can't blame me.
You got to try, right?
I gotta try. Doesn't mean I'll succeed. All right. Let's see.
Where are you going from here?
I,
What's going on in that chase brain?
dude, I have no clue. Past me in this game was an idiot.
But see, these are the games you learn from when you watch them. The games where you're
Yes.
like, what was I thinking?
Yeah, what the hell was I thinking?
It almost feels like you were somewhat caught up on that Chota and getting the key to fire.
I think you're probably not too far off. Sometimes being a little myopic is a good thing, and sometimes it's a very bad thing. And in this case, it was a very bad thing.
You know, I think that's the first time we've seen Restrung Gundist from you.
So let's see, if I was smart, I would have called Untamed.
Yes, and that is what you did call. You're preventing him from playing Untamed. You almost said Logos. You corrected yourself fairly quickly. Let's see, but I mean, you do have yourself a nice board state going here. So at this point, if you can prevent him from continuing to gain Ember, you might be able to pull something out here with just that large disc board you built.
It is entirely possible. I'm not ready to count myself out just yet.
Well, if anything, you have the tools now to definitely get rid of that Shadow Self.
Yes. Let's see if I capitalize on it.
And Nerve Blast to steal one and get rid of that Restrung Gundist.
I will put a Dusk Runner on Smiling Roof.
Ooh, I would have put that Dusk Runner right on the Shadow Self.
Yeah, I think he was thinking that he was going to capitalize on that later because I have no Ember. And when he Nerve Blasted, he stole the only Ember I had.
True. That is, and then you have to at least go through the Shadow Self completely to get to that Smiling Roof.
Yeah. All right. It's easy. Go Dis.
It looks like you are going Dis. You got your Library of the Damned out.
Okay, this is good. Flame Wreath on Murmook. We're making good decisions. All right.
There we go. Now we're talking.
Okay. Yeah, I probably would have wanted to go Stealer.
Purge
No,
Purge
you know
the
what?
Witch.
No, I'm okay with this because purging the Shadow Self got me an Ember, and it was free. The Stealer took no damage.
Very true. There we go. Now you're back in the game. We're only 2 ember down now. It's 6-4 with Key.
Pulling a Titan mechanic. All right, let's see. Let's see what happens next.
Let's see where he goes with this. Now, and when you pull Titan Mechanic isn't necessarily, with not a whole lot on the board, it's not necessarily the worst one to pull. Ooh. And Snack Lifter comes out.
Yeah.
What a great card.
Yeah. He snack lifted my. Yeah.
I will activate this to archive.
Yep, so now he can use that as if it is a Shadows card.
And here's where it just gets better for me.
Oh, we've got a Moon Cursor out.
Interesting. Where are you going with this?
You might be wanting to just get rid of your deck. Oh, here we go.
Okay. Okay. Like one of 3 times I've ever got that card to go off.
Yes, I find I get that to go off. I have a deck where it goes off, and I can't remember which one it is and how I get it to do it, but it's a weird way. Ooh, bouncing Death Cork. Now this is a good position to be in.
Unfortunately, that Research Smoko does not get to archive anything.
Yep, since you do not have a deck.
Yep.
And it's not technically a draw. So you can't shuffle. Okay, I'm liking your decisions. Are you going to go one more time? You should do a Chota. Do the Chota. Oh, I would have gone Chota for Snack Lifter.
No, you know what I should have done? That was a missed play. What I should have done is I should have traded the Dexter for the Moon Cursor. Dexter goes on top of my deck. Traded the Smoko for the Snack Lifter or Urchin, allowing me to archive Dexter.
Yes. That would have been nice. But since you're just shuffling, if you would have gotten your Chota for the Snack Lifter, you would have had at least the opportunity to possibly forge out a turn again.
Yeah. Ah, Poison Wave. Yes.
Yes. Poison Wave with a large board takes time to set out all the tokens.
Yeah, and I even had to ask Jamie if I could borrow some tokens.
It happens to the best of us.
All right, Jamie coming back with just answer after answer. You see the bait and switch in his hand, so I think he's just going to either try and forge or let me just get that much ahead of him.
As I say, well, he got you off your key this time. This has definitely been quite the back and forth. Can you stop him again?
I don't know, but I'm going to try.
Well, you do have the opportunity to draw once again.
Absolutely no clue as to why I went Logos. I should have gone Dis.
Thank you.
Or even Untamed. Then you could have definitely stolen one with your Ritual Balance. With the Dust Pixie. Oh, here we go.
Okay. Okay.
You know, I probably would have agreed with that.
I'll allow it.
And now with your mother plus the 2 howling pits, you're drawn +3.
I do remember I thoroughly enjoyed cycling through my deck as fast as I did.
Ooh, but that's a rough one there. Where looks like Save the Pack is going to almost clear your board.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, speaking of tokens, when are you gonna upgrade your damage tokens?
Never. I like my tokens.
Hey, you know what?
With Poison Wave, it worked out well.
They're not terrible.
I've never gotten it where it's consecutive like that. Where
It's better than nothing.
it just happened to
Yeah. I mean, you know what? They work for me. I'm used to them.
Ritual balanced.
It's kind of a comfort thing at this point.
Witch for one.
Fair enough.
And I think this is roughly where the game just really starts to not go my way.
Oh, you already lost one. Already took it away.
Yeah, I'll say he gained 2 from that Hunting Witch and the Full Moon
Mhm.
with that Chota, even losing 1. Forging,
Turn, you get to forge yourself.
and with 2 remaining. It's still a close one. You guys are neck and neck.
All right, now, if I'm smart, what I will do is I will go Untamed.
And just turbo out a bunch of amber, looks like.
Yes.
You know what? Let's see what happens.
Say, I'm on check, deal with it. And you know, when you get to this point in the game, it almost feels like that's what you have to do sometimes, is just kind of keep putting that pressure on your opponent, saying, I'm going to go on to check, can you do anything to stop me? You have to start making them react to you.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, I said it. Let's see what happens. Show me what happens.
Let's see here. Well, we got at least a couple. Dust Pixies, a Grasping Vine. Here we
Yep,
go.
looks like we're just going to do it.
There's 4. That'll put you at 5.
Sorry, I was thinking about the future when I played that card. Ritual balance.
I indeed was thinking about the future when I got my Library of the Damned back.
That is a nice opportunity for something like that, to be able to do that, or even poltergeist your own artifact that somebody has stolen.
Yeah. Yeah, and I find that Poltergeist works wonders in conjunction with Annihilation Ritual.
Yeah, I could see how that would work together fairly well.
You know, you allow your opponent to just grind themselves down, kill a lot of creatures, and then watch me cry as my opponent plays bait and switch. Poison
All
Wave
right.
to kill just about everything.
And so there he goes. He had the answer for you. And he says, you did it to me, I'm going to do it back to you. Check. Figure it out.
Trying to remember if I figure it out.
Maybe you archived something good? There you go.
All right, looks like we're hanging on by a thread. Will be interesting to see what comes out next, because all I'm seeing is a bouncing Death Quark, And one or two other cards that could potentially be played.
And really, at this point, Bouncing Death Cork, do you really want to send his Chota away?
No. No, I do not.
And really, your only fodder would be your Dexter, which saved the key, and 2 mothers. It almost feels like Bouncing Death Cork.
Why? What were you thinking? Okay.
Sure.
Interesting. Andy, what am I thinking?
I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, I'm. Maybe you're gonna face shift something really cool here.
I hope for my sake I do. Yeah, so...
You're really thinking about this phase shift.
Okay, that's a good card to
Okay.
phase shift into.
Yes. Especially with his board sitting empty.
That's a nice play right there. Yeah. Thank you. I think I'm gonna take my archive and go Logos. You don't have 10.
Uh-oh.
Alright, let's see what happens.
Does he have the answer? So now you guys are both sitting at only 2 and 3 Ember, respectively. When last turn you were both on check. The swings.
The swings are real, man. More swings than a playground. Looks like he threw down an archaeologist. Doc
Mother.
Escatera gaining 2 Ember. Wild Wormhole.
Wild
into an
Wormhole.
Urchin. Oh.
Ooh. What a great Wild Wormhole right there.
Yep. That might be me, because I don't think I have an answer that will work for me out of Untamed.
Well, I mean, you have your Ritual Balance, so you can steal at least one. Maybe you have your Murmuk in hand. I see a Niffle Ape.
Yeah.
I see a Handed Disc. I see a Mind Barb. I see a Nature's Call. Oh, but you just shuffled.
Yep.
Oh, that's really lucky that you just had to.
And he comments on that exact thing, that I literally just shuffled.
Oh, and there we go. We've got a 5-minute call for the round. So you guys have definitely been pushing this one.
So close.
Being the fact this is Archon, there's 35-minute rounds.
Yep. And I think this is where I call it.
Alright, here's my Hail Mary. Okay?
He's got a Hail Mary in mind.
Yes, that would be Air Siphon to steal one.
Steal one. Okay.
Draw one.
That Dexter.
That is not what I need.
Dexter? We go for another turn, my friend. Okay.
What?
You got something. You pulled something out. There you go. Your Dimensional Door has done more work this game than I have ever seen one do. I can never get that card to go off properly, and I think that's the 3rd time this game you've actually stole something with it.
That is the 3rd time I have not only stolen with that card, I have gotten him off of a key with that card.
Perfect timing.
I have 8 cards in my hand. I should have drawn 9. Do you care?
All right, let's see what is coming next.
That's fine.
I will say you can typically have an answer when your hand size has been increased to 10.
Action Novu.
Yeah, and I think that's definitely been helping you out this game.
Doctor. Bouncing Death Court.
All right, there he goes.
We will clear these 3.
Just mass slaughter, indiscriminate, just picking anything up, throwing it down.
I can feel the anticipation and the panic of the 5-minute call there.
Oh, it wasn't the 5-minute call that I was worried about.
No, I'm not saying you necessarily. I can tell Jamie's trying to move the game along. I'll tell you, when I get down to the 5-minute mark, my mind starts working quick, saying, "Hey, okay, I've got to figure out a way to get this game closed out in my favor as quick as possible because I don't want to go to tiebreakers."
Yeah, and that's understandable. You know, once you go to tiebreakers, if everybody doesn't have those memorized by now, I don't even have them all memorized. First it's number of keys forged, then it's amount of ember in pool, then it's number of creatures on board, then it's potential ember in hand, and then isn't it something stupid like who went first?
Who went first is the last one, and that's why going first has to be randomized.
I think I'm looking for answers that aren't there.
Let's say cycling through,
Yep.
trying to figure it out. Got to go for that effervescent principle.
Nope,
there it is.
Nope, didn't get it. All
and
right.
And Jamie takes that one down.
Yeah, and he was going to get it next. We saw the Chota.
Yep. That was definitely that one was a nail biter, back and forth the entire time. What a good game.
Yeah, those are the games that I like to see.
As do I, even though it seemed like somewhere in the middle. Current Chase did not agree with past Chase, so.
Oh, current Chase very much disagreed with what past Chase was doing.
Well,
we need to have a chat.
I was gonna say now you've seen it, now you know what to do or where to fix, possibly.
Yeah.
Until the next time.
Yeah.
I guess we're gonna move on to the next one. You're sitting at 1-1.
Yes, I am. So we'll see you back here in a little bit. Stick around.